Hello, everybody. My name is Storie Grubb. I like to draw. And this is some royalty free music I found. Seems to be legit, like legitly copyright free. I hope. So I'm just drawing my nightmares. I can't tell if it's like messing with this paper or if it's just the way the Hi, fun. Thank you. Thank you, Carl. I finally figured out a pretty good name for this kind of style too, because I've been going on TikTok a lot, and gosh, a lot of people ask me the same questions, which is obviously okay. But one of the questions is, what do you call this style? And I've often thought about that myself. Like, I don't, there's a lot of things you could call it, but I was thinking, because it all just comes right out of my head, automatic drawing. I think would be a good term with a surrealist twist. But I guess that's implied because automatic writing is kind of like it just comes from the subconscious. Anyways. I think about a lot of stuff when I'm drawing. Mostly like my family and stuff. It's weird. Here we go. Now there's a Brothers Grimm tale in there somewhere. I don't know. Oops. Sorry, friends. There's been earthquakes all morning. Very strange. Very, very strange. Any dreamers out there? Lucid dreamers, deep dreamers, sleepy dreamers. I think everything's gonna be okay. Here we go. That's a little. I wish the light was brighter. Looks awfully dark. There we go. That's a little better. I'm gonna leave that for a second. There's a lot of love in this. There's a lot of love going around. Wish I could make it brighter on the screen. Stay bright. Darn it. Looks like this cow is the first thing you see when you wake up after a drunken night of partying, but you wake up in like a barn. There's some cow that's right above you. Human? Please wake up. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day. I'm just chilling with some copyright-free chill vibes. Crap. Sorry for all the jostling about. I'm in a bit of a cramped space. Imagine that. Being out in the middle of outer space, out in the middle of nowhere, but not having enough space to do the space things you need. Huh. Whatever. Hello, Doodlebug. How far out thou? Pretty far out, man. Come on now. There we go. Hope you're doing well, my friend. This is an ode to Monday. Don't mind the noise, that's the gremlins. They live in the walls. They talk to me. Abs, hey, no, psst, get down. This is a neat song. A lot of these songs are just nice and just enough for me to kind of just let go a little bit. How's everybody doing out there? Never, never, la la land. Leaving it up, tying it down, buttoning down the hatches, boarding up the windows, huh? Right there with you. Hey, gals. Back at it. So far, so good. One day at a time. Thanks, Milk. Sorry it's so dark. It's kind of dark outside, too. It's funny because when these pens kind of like lose their edge, it's like a dramatic difference in the way the lines look. Almost in a disappointing way. Cue the 80s guitar. Yeah, baby, come on now. Heal my soul. Take me home, baby. Yeah, and probably in like a few weeks. Yeah. So things are kind of, again, I'm on the precipice of a big change. I just feel like so disorganized and just a little stressed. When I get stressed, I just don't even like talk to people or communicate. There's people I should be telling that I'm leaving and I haven't even like reached out to them yet. I'm like, oh, why am I waiting? What am I waiting for? I've never really been good at like goodbyes, you know. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I thought that I I had changed while I was down there, and and I think I did in certain ways, but at the same time, I kind of changed to where my my ideal, what felt like home had changed. Like I want to be with like my family and my mom and stuff. That's pretty much the main thing. I just want to be a part of my mom and my aunt's life and stuff, because I grew quite close to them when I was down there. But it's the getting there that's gonna be. Uh, it's a long drive, and I'm by myself with my cat. And I've been having like horrible neck and shoulder pains. I've tried everything, like how I sit and stretching, and so I'm trying to concentrate on how to like fix that, or at least temporarily while I can drive. Anywho, look at Captain Complainer over here. Jeez. Wally Worrywart. I mean, come on now. Huh. All right. Oops. Oops. Thanks. That's the thing too. It's like I'm here for another few weeks and I don't have a job, and all this stuff. So I'm just kind of like I can't spend any money, and so I've just been trying to work, stay focused, and almost like getting just distracted. I'm really good at distracting myself. I've been going live on TikTok, and the reception over there, as far as viewership and people commenting, and the amount of positive comments versus silly or rude comments and stuff, it is freaking crazy. It's like it's been like eye-opening for me being on that channel or that platform or whatever. It's a lot easier than I thought it was when I first joined it, but I just sort of like went back on there after forever, like about 3 months ago now, and I've already way surpassed followers than I did a year and a half doing the same thing on YouTube. And yeah, it's a whole different vibe. And because I uploaded a video and a picture and a sing-along song, I was gifted a wizard's hat, which allows me to to go to the bathroom if ever I need to go to the bathroom during like a live stream or something like that, you know. They're pretty strict about that kind of stuff. If you're in the middle of a live stream, you can't go live streaming in the bathroom at the same time. You got to go before it. You got to go before you. It's like, you know, like they'll turn this car around, and it's just, I wouldn't do it if I were you. But yeah, make sure and empty yourself before you go live. It's a whole different vibe over there, you know. They let us eat every 3 days. Creepy looking goofy dog again. Where? Oh, this one. I thought you were selling some art there. Well, I had some shows lined up, but I'm not going to be doing those, unfortunately. And before that, there was a, like, sort of like an art, not festival, but like a get together at a elementary school recently in early December, anyways, where, you know, people have booths and things like that, like a art festival sort of thing. I don't know. I was supposed to go to that, but I chickened out. Plus, it's like I don't have a car, and I didn't know how I was going to get my stuff over there, and I just felt really stupid, and I don't know. I let my mind and my anxieties get to me a lot. So I didn't go to that. And then I just decided I was just going to bust out the old 19 by 24 inch tablet again and just start doing these illustrations again to build up my body of work, or at least have a bunch of drawings that are the same size. Yeah, YouTube is not. That's what led me to TikTok, actually, too, because I've said this a few times now, but a few months ago on YouTube, I was like posting stuff like usual, and my numbers were like 95% down, and nothing I could do would help that. And then when I was going live, 1 person, 0 people were watching most of the time. And I was like, wow, I wonder what it's like on TikTok. And that's when I got curious about TikTok. So YouTube actually drove me away when I had been like slaving away on this platform for the past year and a half, only for what feels like the platform itself denying people my, you know, not letting people know I exist. I don't know. It's stupid. It's all doesn't matter. I kind of hate talking about that kind of stuff, but it's like interesting too, you know. Well, I don't know if they're on TikTok, but I certainly get, like, one night recently I had 24,000 people watching me. You know, not like all at once probably, obviously, but it's like I went on there earlier this morning and there was 4,000, and it's just constantly comments and questions and just nonstop, and it's great, and it's kind of reinvigorated my passion a little bit more than usual. On you've been to on YouTube, yeah. But then, you know, I've noticed too, and I'm speaking in generalities, of course, because there's nuance to everything, but you'll flip over a few live streams and there's somebody just sitting there talking about, they're in their car ranting about politics or the news of the day kind of stuff, and there's like 500 people watching, and And of course, they probably worked hard to get to where they are and stuff. But obviously, people like and kind of now more than ever flock to that kind of media. Whereas I just can't stand even hearing about the news anymore. It's just everything is just so obvious and corrupt. And everything has been said a million times over and over and over, like nothing ever changes. I'm an optimist, what can I say? I agree. I mean, to be honest, I probably wouldn't sit around and watch me. You know, I actually don't know why people do on TikTok either, but I get I get a lot of people asking the same kind of questions, and I almost have to like have a disclaimer going at the same time, like yes and no, I sell my art. People are like, do you sell your art? I get that question like 100 times, and it's like, yeah, I try. What are you asking? Like, I don't sell it I don't make a living at it. I've sold stuff. Like pretty much every small time artist that has tried to kind of, you know, make a few bucks off their craft has at least sold something, you know, even at like a county fair or something like that. It's just a weird question to me to ask somebody. Maybe they're just curious if people would buy this kind of art. I don't know. It's interesting to think about. I guess they're out there. As to say, yeah, that's exactly how it is out there. Or when I was in a band, or at least releasing music, I would do like a music video or something like that, or a promotion for my album or song or whatever it was, and hoping, praying that just like some of my friends would share my music video, which was very rare. Even my bandmates wouldn't even share like stuff like that, and I'm like, you guys are in the recordings and you're still not like helping me share this stuff. It's crazy. um, but I forgot what I was saying about that. I hate self-promotion. But yeah, then you do this, you put out a cool music video or what you think is kind of cool, but then you see people like all your friends and, you know, your brother and your sister and stuff like that, and they're just posting things of like some guy who makes a noise machine out of like spare parts in his garage and like some engine and cans and noisemakers and stuff, and they just people I don't know, people watch the darndest things, and it's weird for me to even expect people to do what I would hope that they would do. It's not fair of me to do that. Hello, Marwa. I just tuned in. Where to watch it? What did I miss? Echoes. I think entertainment has to be dark and over dramatic these days in order to get a following, and I can't stand dark and over. Yeah, there's definitely, that's why. I mean, this is how it's been for a long time, in a lot of ways. But there is always seemingly this initial shock value, to to get people like talking about you, and then I don't know. It happens with a lot of artists and musicians and things like that too. But you have to shock them in order to get their attention, and then they're like, "Oh, but he can actually write," or "Oh, he can actually paint," or whatever it is, And of course, those kinds of people are good for ratings. This is coming out a little bit differently than it would if I was using a Sharpie, because I'm using a paint pen for the first time with this kind of paper, and it's really nice. It goes on really nice, and it's just still a little bit. I'm just not used to it quite yet. What are you doing? You're so silly. Yeah, I think the focus on story, like good storytelling, has diminished over the years, especially with obviously with like like bigger like studios, and like the quality in writing and everything is just where everything is just so formulaic. That's what's been kind of depressing me for the past few years. Is this lack of quality and care for things that they put out that have history, like legacy and stuff like that. It's all about the bottom line, the buck. It's like that with everything, but I mean, it just sucks when it seeps into your entertainment and just your art, essentially. If I'm going down, I'm taking them all with me. Oh. I probably said that out loud, and I did not mean to. This is what I do to distract myself. It's also important, I need to keep this in mind, that, it can't rain all the time. And it's important to stop and be grateful for what good you have, It can be hard sometimes, but it's important to try. And if life is really but a dream, dream big, baby. Dream big. There's no time to waste. This reminds me, I need to go to the dentist. Yeah, I never watch live streams, only because I'm always doing something else. Perfect. All right. Oh my gosh, I need to figure something out for my neck. I can't believe this. I thought by propping up the art a little bit more, it would help, but nope. Anyways, I gotta put the heating pad on my neck. Here's what I'm playing around with. It's on a 19 by 24 inch piece of a little bit thicker gauge paper. Good for markers apparently, but I'm using a paint pen. But yeah, I gotta go take a quick break. Thanks for the company. Thanks, Milk. Thank you, Juju. Hope everybody has a really good Monday. And come over, and if you are on TikTok, come over and find me on there. It's a lot of fun. I get a lot of funny questions. In the meantime, 1 minute base. Oh. Thanks for the info. Appreciate the company as usual. And if you ain't being creative, well, maybe try. I don't know. At any rate, love ya. Have a good day, everybody.